Today is the first day of May. We've made it through Easter. We've made it through the fiesta in San Antonio. We're coming up on next week is Cinco de Mayo. I think we're in the middle of Cascarones season. Okay guys, if you haven't guessed already, today we're making cascarones. The first thing you want to do is poke 4 to 5 small little holes using a safety pin or any kind of straight pin in the bottom of the egg. This is going to relieve any pressure that's built up inside, so when you crack the top, that yolk is going to slide out more easily. Next, I'm going to take something blunt and you want to hammer the top of that egg. Real gentle, make sure you don't crack the whole egg. Perfect. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and remove any shells that are at the top. You want to leave about a quarter size opening left. This is so that you can add newspaper or any type of filling that you've cut up into the shell. Now you're going to gently pour out all that yolk into a container so that way you can use that yolk later on. It's good egg. It shouldn't go to waste. In our next step, we're going to go ahead and wash the egg, but it's just an easier and cleaner step if you remove all of that contents. Now we're going to move on to the actual dyeing of our eggs. You want to help me? Here. Hey. So we're pouring 2 tablespoons of vinegar into each one of these containers. This is so that the little dye tablets that we've added to each one of these containers can dissolve before we add the water. Okay, so now we're going to add the water. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you pour some water? So pour like half a cup of water into each one of these containers. Here, ready? Next you want to make sure you mix these up thoroughly. Make sure that the little tabs that you've added to all these containers have dissolved all the way. So the longer you leave these eggs in there, the better. You want to leave them in for about 3 minutes at minimum. We left this one in there for about 15 minutes and it gave us a nice green dye to it. So it's really up to you how dark you want to make them. This one, what color is this?
Blue.
Good job. Look how blue it is. Is that pretty cool?
What?
Want to do some more?
Yeah.
After your eggs have dried for a little bit, you're ready for your next step. Make a big enough hole to be able to stuff some confetti. We chose to use chopped up newspaper and magazine, right, Elby? You can just recycle some magazines that you've had at home. So now you're going to move on to your next step. You're going to take some glue, some Mod Podge, whatever kind of paste you want to use.
Mama!
So next you're going to take your egg, you're going to take a piece of newspaper, you're going to dip the lip of the egg in the Mod Podge. You're going to take your newspaper, and you're going to cover the top. Make sure it's nice and sloppy on top of the egg there. Make sure you're covering the whole top of the egg. Now we're going to let these dry for about 24 hours and then they'll be ready to go. Do it. Throw it on the ground. Throw it. Throw it as hard as you can. Throw it, Albie.